Thinking of upgrading to a new home? Why not go big? We're talking really big. Nothing spells luxury like living in a beautiful, furnished mansion, and we've got the scoop on some of the most pricey palaces, esteemed estates, and mondo manors out there. Only there's a catch. These chateaus have been abandoned for a while, for quite some time, and some have even been billed as being haunted, if you believe in that sort of thing. So, sit back and relax, if you can, as we take you on a tour of some of the most beautiful mansions on the market today that have been completely abandoned. Let's head over to the beautiful and historic city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home to none other than the Philadelphia Eagles. Here you'll find the astonishing Greylock Mansion, and inside you'll find it's completely deserted. This 25-room historic piece of architecture sits on a vast 7-acre garden property. In total, this mansion spans a whopping 16,581 square feet of space. Hey look, when we said we were covering abandoned mansions today, we mean true mansions. Its iconic look is due to the use of stone that was quarried from all over Pennsylvania. Some have even described it as a stone masterpiece, and that's arguably what its builder Henry A. Laughlin was going for when he constructed Greylock Mansion in 1909. Inside, you'll find marble flooring, marble staircase, and a grand hall. Be sure to bring your friends, as they'll have plenty of space to hang out due to 8 bedrooms and 4 full-sized bathrooms. Outside, there's a patio and a carriage house. The catch? Well, it's in need of a rather extensive makeover, specifically its fireplaces and floors. But if you can afford the $1.8 million price tag, this may just be the abandoned mansion you were looking for. Just be ready to do a lot of cleaning. Moving on, we want to introduce you to Castle Rock, located in Garrison, New York, an empty mansion that looks like it could be straight out of The Princess Bride, or Ever After. It's a true real-life castle. Built in 1881 on 15 acres of the rolling hills of New York State, this castle was constructed by William H. Osborne as a summer home. Let that sink in for a second. This majestic palace was his summer home. Hey, some people really do have the good life, huh? But here's the catch. Castle Rock has been left to ruin for quite some time. In fact, this is the first time it's been on sale in 45 years. So yeah, there's some work to do here. Luckily, if you're into relics of the past, you'll find a lot to love here. There's a regal wooden staircase, large arched windows, and an exquisite marble fireplace. The downside? The walls need a lot of work, as many of them have been stripped back to the stud work. But if you want to live out your childhood dreams of living as a real-life prince or princess, all you have to do is pay the listing price of $3.5 million. Although with this castle, you may be forced to live as Cinderella did for a while, just until things are back up to snuff. Still interested in castles? Well, New York may be the state for you. Up next, we're looking at Elda Castle, located in Ossining, New York. Built by Abercrombie & Fitch founder David T. Abercrombie way back before Abercrombie & Fitch was the one-stop shop for early 2000s bros and summer girls, this massive mansion was inspired by Fitch's wife, Lucy Abode Kate. It contains 25 rooms and sits on almost 50 acres of land. Yeah, this place is huge. But sadly, after Mr. and Mrs. Fitch passed away, Elda Castle was left to sit and sit and sit, and vandals found their way and wreaked havoc upon this beautiful fortification. Losers! Apparently the damage includes paint poured on the marble floors, broken glass, and fire damage. It's currently on the market from Morgan Immovable Trust, but beware, you're buying quite a fixer-upper when you pay the asking price of $3.5 million. Time to mix things up a bit with a rather unique and wacky home that also happens to be completely deserted. Take a look at that aptly named Quirky family home, located in Salt Lake City, Utah. This rather unorthodox-looking abode has breathtaking mountain views, nearby ski resorts, and sports an impressive 3 living levels. You'll find 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms inside, and not to mention quite a few living rooms, each with their own unique flair. Don't believe us? Well, what if we told you that the reception room has wood panel walls and timber coffered ceiling decorated with various animals, landscapes, and even portraits? Hey, at least when you buy Quirky home, you know you won't have to worry about spending extra on art that will have your friends talking. Other features include high ceilings, breathtaking hardwood floors, and even multiple kitchens for your next house party. All this for the price of $270,000. Why is this place abandoned? It's awesome. Next up is Barnett Carr House, which can be found in Wallace, North Carolina. It's an absolutely stunning Victorian house located right in the heart of North Carolina's wine country. Believe it or not, Barnett Carr House started out as a 2-room house when it was first built in the 19th century. But as time went on, quite a few additions were made. By the mid-1800s, a second story was added, as well as a plethora of extra rooms. By the late 1800s, 2 more upstairs rooms were added, as well as the now iconic Victorian porches. What else is special about this abode? Its hardwood floors and marble pieces are still in tip-top shape. One of its most unique features is a sunroom. Just try and find that in any other Victorian home from this era. The downside? Well, Barnett Carr House is in desperate need of repairs. Right off the bat, you'd want to take a look at the porches and the roof. No one has lived here for years, and truth be told, they aren't looking good. But if you were willing to drop the $39,000 for this mansion, and in all honesty, compared to the other mansions we've looked at, today this one might classify as a steal. And if you're willing to put in the work, you'll have a rather stunning piece of history as your place of residence. Now that we're coming down to the end of our list, we want to leave you with something really special. Check out Ruff Cobb House in Newberry, South Carolina. This fantastic property dates all the way back to 1850, which means if you decide to buy it, you'll be owning a piece of history. This magnificent manor was built in the Greek Revival style, and it sports walnut flooring, wrought iron detailing on the railings of the second-floor balcony, and contains 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage. And check this out, many of the original furnishings are still in the rooms. Antique furniture, clawfoot tubs, and gilded mirrors can be found all throughout Ruff Cobb House. If we had to put our money on which abandoned house was haunted, we'd have to go with this one. But as with all our manors today, this one certainly comes with a catch. The property is in dire need of an overhaul, and fast. When its owner Marion Carl passed away in 1968, this home went to the Comac School Board. The school board allows for students to tour the home and see what living in the 1800s would be like. But that also means no one has taken a dust rag to any part of this house in quite some time. If you're willing to pay the asking price of $159,000, this abandoned mansion could be yours. But again, it may be a good idea to take a mop and duster around before you settle in, and maybe hire a ghost exterminator just in case. Last but certainly not least, we have an impressive Italian Renaissance Revival mansion found in Swannanoa, Virginia. Built in 1912 by Major James H. Dooley as a romantic escape for him and his wife Sarah, it cost Mr. Dooley $2 million to construct. Adjusted for inflation, that's $51 million bucks. Yeah, this was a particularly pricey palace. At the time, it was the first property to have electricity installed in its area, and also housed Carrara marble flooring wall panels, as well as gold plumbing fixtures. Mr. Dooley passed away in 1924 and his wife in 1926, and the mansion was sold for only $300,000 and converted into a country club. But due to the Great Depression, the club was closed in 1932. It was then bought by a businessman named A.T. Delaney for only $60,000. After his death, this manor was converted to a museum, which in turn was shut down in 1998. Now it remains abandoned and in much need for repair. We'd say only pick this one up if you're willing to put in the work. Well, it seems like if you want a home that makes your current residence look like something fit for a mouse, there are plenty of options available. Of course, you better be willing to put in a little elbow grease to get those mansions up to par. Hey, what can we say? Home ownership is a lot like work. You gotta dust, clean the floors, wipe the ceilings, fix the chairs, wash the windows, shingle the roof, and you get the picture. Maybe it's best to only invest in one of the abandoned manors after you become one of the richest. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out and allows us to continue to get the content you crave. And while you're here, why not subscribe so you can see when your next video about all things wealthy goes up.